if we can't get agreement along the lines of our alternative plan or a general election, Labour backs the option of a public vote. What does option mean?
Well, we've shown our support on about 3 occasions now in the House of Commons for a public vote. Of course, it didn't have enough Conservative MPs supporting a public vote in the House of Commons, so it fell in the Commons on the occasions when we've had those votes. We've always said, we said it in our 2017 general election manifesto, and we've said it in subsequent occasions, and Jeremy Corbyn has been very clear, that we accept the result of the referendum. After all, Labour MPs didn't obstruct the referendum legislation when it came through Parliament in 2015.
But I'm sorry, I'm still confused. If I'm thinking about my lunch and I say I've got the option of sandwiches or soup or whatever it might be, that doesn't mean I'm going to have them. Option leaves something completely open. So what you're saying in this manifesto is you're saying we want our version of Brexit, option A or option 1. We would love a general election, option 2. And then if we can't have those things, we might have the possibility, the option of a further referendum. But we're not committing ourselves to it. Actually, when you read it closely, this means we don't want another referendum.
No, I don't think it does. I think to take your lunch analogy, if you want soup and that is what you're trying to get, that is what you can go for. But if you can't get soup, you can get salad instead, because what we are trying to do is say, look, we want a Brexit deal along a permanent customs union basis, something that secures rights for workers and environmental protections and a single market relationship. That is what we have been negotiating with the government. Not getting very far, by the way, but that's the basis of our negotiations. But if we can't get that, and if it turns out that we're going to have a Tory deal that we don't believe is in the interests of the country, or indeed no deal, which is definitely not in the interest of the country, then we would support. Then we would support a referendum.
You might or you might not.
No, our position is to support a referendum.
That's what option means.
Is in those circumstances. But we've always said that we accept the result of the referendum. We've put forward our alternatives. We're trying to negotiate that with the government. As I say, it's not getting very far, but we're still engaging in those negotiations in good faith.
Let's move from options to priority.
Sure.
Priority 1 is Brexit. Get us out on a Labour deal. That's your first priority. Priority 2 is a general election, and priority 3, further down the list, is the possibility of a referendum, which might, in due course or not, you heard Nigel Farage, lead to us staying inside the EU. It's way, way down.
Well, it's not way, way down when we voted for it 3 times in the House of Commons. And the reasons why we didn't get that referendum in the House of Commons when we voted for it is because there isn't enough support across the whole of the House of Commons for a referendum. Unless Conservative members of Parliament may come to a different judgment on a referendum, we can't get one because of the arithmetic of the House of Commons. Now we have to deal with the reality of the MPs who have been returned to the House of Commons.
But at the moment, as a party, talking to the Prime Minister, you are trying to get Brexit happening.
We're in negotiations with the Prime Minister.
Yeah,
they're not getting very far, but we're trying our best. And
to achieve Brexit.
And we raise the issue of a confirmatory vote in those negotiations as well. But the Prime Minister isn't prepared to compromise. We have been prepared to compromise, and that's been demonstrated by the way we voted on the 3 different occasions in the House of Commons.
In these elections, there are, I think, 4 main pro-Brexit parties. There's UKIP, there's the Brexit Party, there's the Conservative Party, and there's the Labour Party. Those are the four Brexit parties. Let me read you Jo Swinson, the Deputy Leader of the Lib Dems, who was on this programme last week. To anyone watching this programme, she says, who wants to stop Brexit, be in no doubt, a vote for Labour is a vote for Brexit. Nigel Farage and Boris Johnson will use those votes to say the British people want Brexit to happen.
Well, I would say to Jo that people watching this programme, be in no doubt, if you want to stop Nigel Farage's party, and you've just brilliantly demonstrated that Nigel Farage doesn't want to stand on his record, because his record is one of wanting to privatise the NHS, he's wanting big tax cuts for the very rich, and penalising working people in this country. If you want to stop Nigel Farage in these elections, you have to vote Labour. The Liberal Party, or the sort of Independent Change Party, or whatever name they've got this week, cannot stop the Brexit Party getting MEPs in regions. It's a two-horse race now between Labour and the Brexit Party.
If I was a voter watching this interview, and I was thinking, I disagree with Nigel Farage on the EU, and I disagree with Nigel Farage on immigration, why would I vote Labour, who want to get us out of the EU and who also wants to stop free movement of people? Why would I not vote for a proper Remain party, like the Liberal Democrats, like the Greens, like Plaid Cymru, like the SNP?
Well, the Labour Party is the party that has supported a referendum in the House of Commons 3 times now. The reason that wasn't successful is because Conservative members didn't vote for it, because that is the balance in the House of Commons, because no party has a majority in the House of Commons. That's why we're in such a mess, because, as you know, Theresa May called the general election and made a right hash of it.
Isn't the truth of it that you've forgotten your Nye Bevan and you're wandering down the middle of the road? Nye Bevan famously said people who are in the middle of the road tend to get run over, and that's what's going to happen to you guys, isn't it?
Well, I don't think we will get run over, but it looks to me, and definitely from today's opinion polls and through my campaigning, and I've been talking to people on the streets of Newcastle just yesterday and on Friday, is that people are supporting of the Labour Party, but they don't want Nigel Farage's party getting in. And this is a two-horse race now between the Labour Party and the Brexit Party. The Liberals or the Change Party are not going to stop Nigel Farage's party in this election.
They did very well in the local elections.
Only the Labour Party. The Labour Party did better than the Liberal Party in the local elections. Only the Labour Party can stop Nigel Farage.